Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bites of Italy. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Scotty. Thanks for joining us for episode 15 of the podcast.
This is actually our third episode from Venice. If you've been following along, we've already explored the world of Baccaro and Cicchetti in one episode.
In the other, we visited some great spots offering fixed-price menus, or menu fisso, as they call them.
And today, we're talking about restaurants with an a la carte menu, or menu alla carta, where you can pick and choose whatever dishes catch your eye.
And while Venice is famous for its seafood, and rightly so, we want to show you that Veneto cuisine also includes fantastic meat dishes. That's why today we have for you one restaurant where we usually go for fish, and one that we love for its delicious meats and vegetables. What's more, both are historic Venetian restaurants.
So, whether you're craving fresh fish or something a little heartier, we've got you covered. Let's get into it.
First up is a family restaurant for over 130 years, officially called Cadoro alla Vedova. But everyone just calls it Alla Vedova, which means widow. The local regulars started calling it that ages ago after the owner's mom became a widow.
That's amazing. That tells you it's been part of the neighborhood for a long time. It earned that name, and apparently the name that stuck.
Alla Vedova is a classic Venetian Baccaro and osteria. A Baccaro is a wine bar or tavern. Stand at the counter, grab some cicchetti, those little snacks, maybe an umbra, a small glass of wine. Very casual, very local. And osteria usually just means a simple spot for a proper sit-down meal.
Our regular listeners might notice that we like that combo.
That's true. In the previous episode, we also had a proper Baccaro, where you can sit down for lunch or dinner.
And location-wise, Venice can be tricky. Is this place hard to find?
It isn't so bad, actually. The restaurant is in a dead-end and half-hidden alley, but in the heart of the historic center. It's just off the Strada Nova, which is a major walkway.
Right. We all know that one. Busy.
Yeah, but you duck down a narrow side street and it's only like a 2-minute walk from the Cadoro Vaporetto stop. So, accessible by water bus, but still feels a bit hidden.
For me, it's far enough off the beaten track.
Picture a place from another time. Think old wooden furniture, copper pots hanging up. Low lighting gives it that warm, cozy feel. And simple tables, paper cloths, really unpretentious.
Like a neighborhood spot.
And get this, the walls are covered in photos and pictures, like tons of them.
That really says history, doesn't it? Like layers of memories.
Exactly, like a visual guest book over the years. And there are 2 cozy dining rooms. If you're dining alone or just as a couple, you might end up at a shared table, which really adds to that popular dining room.
Yeah, communal feel, doesn't it? Less formal, more about just being there, eating good food. It's fun if you're open to it.
For sure. Now, food-wise, the focus is mostly seafood, very traditional Venetian.
Makes sense.
But one thing they're famous for, not seafood, the meatballs. You can get them fried as an appetizer or in tomato sauce as a main dish. And I've heard they're gluten-free, made with polenta instead of breadcrumbs.
They're legendary. We always order them for antipasto. But beyond the meatballs, the pasta is amazing too, especially pasta with fish.
Okay, back to the sea. Which pasta is your favorite?
Pasta with squid ink. It's exceptional. Perfectly al dente, the sauce is smooth, tasty, aromatic, and satisfying.
Venetian classic. I, on the other hand, love spaghetti alla Busara, an exquisite harmony of fresh tomato sauce, hot peppers, and scampi. The sweetness of scampi melts in your mouth. And the name Busara is interesting too. There are a few theories about where it comes from. Maybe in an iron pot, maybe a type of soup, or, this is my favorite, maybe it means lie in dialect because the scampi are kind of hidden by the sauce.
Hidden scampi? That's brilliant. Like a little culinary joke. Love that.
For the main course, we recommend Schie, small gray shrimps from the Venetian Lagoon, commonly eaten with polenta. And of course, leave room for dessert. Homemade stuff, tiramisu included.
Alla Vedova sounds incredible. Historic, great atmosphere, famous meatballs, amazing pasta. What's the catch? There's got to be a catch.
Well, it's always packed. Reservations are basically essential, especially for dinner, even for lunch. You either need to book or show up right when they open, or maybe try later, like around 2 p.m. Don't be surprised if you see people waiting outside.
Patience is key. We suggest grabbing a glass of wine for an aperitivo at the counter while you wait. A wine list is a small sheet of paper with a dozen or so labels. Wines from good producers, so make that part of the experience.
Yeah, that's a smart move. Manage your expectations. Enjoy the buzz. I mean, It's probably not the place for a super long, quiet, romantic dinner where you linger for hours. It's energetic, maybe a bit loud, bustling.
Know what you're signing up for. It's about diving into that lively, authentic vibe, getting amazing traditional food, but you need to plan for it and embrace the energy.
Exactly.
Now, let's shift gears. As we mentioned at the beginning, Venetian cuisine also offers many meat dishes. One of the most famous is Carpaccio. It's, more than just raw beef. There's a whole history there tied to Venice, a specific slice of Venetian culinary history.
Definitely. And it starts at a very famous Harry's bar, a little place behind Piazza San Marco that Ernest Hemingway loved, the same place that also created the Bellini cocktail, the point of origin for two iconic recipes. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. Carpaccio was created in 1950 by Giuseppe Cipriani, founder of Harry's Bar. But the reason, that's the interesting part. It wasn't just like, let's add something new to the menu. No, it was for a specific person, a customer, a Venetian countess. She needed something for a special diet. So, Giuseppe Cipriani had to come up with something she could eat. Raw meat was okay, apparently. He invented wafer-thin raw beef, filet or sirloin, served with a mayonnaise-based sauce, flavored with Worcestershire sauce. They called it the universal sauce in the bar, which is quite a name.
Universal sauce. I like that. And the look of it mattered too. It wasn't just slapped on a plate.
Definitely not. Drizzled in this crosshatch pattern, reminiscent of a Kandinsky painting. This makes it visually striking. Playing with colors, the red meat, the whitish sauce. Beautiful to eat and to look at.
So, that art connection was there from the very beginning.
What's more, it's named after Vittore Carpaccio, a Renaissance painter born in Venice, famous for his red and white tones.
The same colors are prominent in the dish.
Yeah, it all just clicked. Food, art, history, Venice, it's such a neat fusion. Food and art right there on the plate. No wonder it has become a global success. What's great is you can still go to Harry's Bar and order the original Cipriani Carpaccio with that universal sauce. Or get a more modern one, with the Parmesan, rocket, maybe a dash of lemon. Also delicious.
Taste history, basically.
Taste history. Exactly. Though, be prepared for the price tag.
Oh, how much are we talking?
58 euros.
Wow. 58 euros for that slice of history is definitely an investment.
Luckily, there are other great places in Venice where you can try Carpaccio at a slightly more affordable price, like the second restaurant on our list, La Bitta Venezia, which is entirely focused on meat and vegetables. They deliberately choose not to serve seafood.
In Venice, that's a bold move. That says they must be confident in their meat and veg dishes.
You'd think so, right? It's quite the statement.
Whereabouts is La Bitta restaurant?
In the Dorsoduro district, the beating heart of Venetian art. A nice area. Very artsy, lots of galleries.
So, you could pair it with some culture.
Exactly. And the building itself, get this, a historic building from 1530.
Seriously? That's incredible. Imagine the history.
La Bitta is also a historic Venetian restaurant. The atmosphere is intimate, welcoming. 2 dining rooms, warm colors, small tables closed together like a French bistro, details like wood paneling, old prints, dark wood chairs. Very classic, cozy, and there's a little courtyard for outdoor seating in the summer, too.
Nice. What's the menu like?
It is really appealing because it's traditional, based on family recipes, but also super fresh. The menu changes daily, and it's handwritten on a chalkboard. Just 1 page, only 3 choices per course.
That screams focus, doesn't it? Like they know what's good today.
Exactly. It suggests they're really working with what's fresh from the market. The meat comes from a small farm inland, and the vegetables are seasonal.
Real attention to ingredients. Tell us, what are the standout dishes?
Well, the first item on the menu is always salad or other vegetable dishes, and these are particularly good. Simple, fresh, and delicious.
Good sign. Start with the veggies.
But the main event, an absolute must-try, is the beef carpaccio, which is always on the menu. Here, in a version with smoked beef and balsamic vinaigrette. The fact that the carpaccio comes from Venice just elevates the whole experience.
Totally. Another big highlight is the Venetian-style calf's liver, Fegato alla Veneziana, cooked just right. It's tender, still a bit pink inside, and it's smothered in sweet caramelized onions, served on creamy white polenta. And liver Venetian style goes way back, like Roman times. The Romans used to cook liver with figs to tone down the strong flavor.
That's wild. And the Venetians, being the clever foodies they are, swapped the figs for onions over time. That twist became iconic.
And it wasn't just a passing fad. The recipe got so much love it was even mentioned in a famous 1790 cookbook by Francesco Leonardi.
Wow, that's serious culinary street cred. The mix of the liver's bold flavor with the sweetness of the onions, it's so distinctive.
And traditionally they use white onions from Chioggia, kind of like a little Venice near the Lagoon. But really, any good white onion can work. Liver and onions is such a classic. Comfort food perfected.
And save room for dessert, the sweet side of Venice. Don't leave without trying something. Amazing classics like tiramisu are executed to perfection here. Don't hold back.
La Bitta restaurant is special. Anything else unique about the place?
Yes, one quirky, memorable thing is house wine. They bring a bottle of the wine to your table. You just pour it during your meal. And then at the end, they charge you for how much you drink. It totally fit the vibe. So charming and old school.
Yeah, I remember we had a great Merlot. That was brilliant. I love that.
Me too. And the service was casual, friendly, but at the same time attentive, which is what you expect.
Okay, practicalities for La Bitta restaurant. Dinner only.
Yep, and only Monday to Friday, so closed on weekends. And reservations are needed.
We definitely recommend it. It's small, maybe 12 tables. It's popular for offering something different and doing it well. So yeah, book ahead.
Okay, folks, time to sum up. Today we had two different, but both very compelling Venetian experiences. You've got Alla Vedova, bustling traditional seafood, ticchetti, meatballs, deep local roots, total immersion in that lively Venetian energy.
And then La Bitta restaurant, a historic intimate spot focused only on meat and veg, a completely different pace and flavor profile. Both restaurants, however, bring together that old-school charm with top-quality Venetian cooking.
It shows you can really tailor your dining in Venice depending on what you're looking for. You know, crave the buzz and the seafood, go alla Vedova, want something more intimate, land-based with a story, La Bitta is your spot.
Now, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and leave us a comment. We love hearing from you.
Absolutely. And make sure to subscribe to the Bites of Italy podcast so you never miss an episode. Coming up next, we're heading just across the lagoon to Venice Mestre.
Yep, Mestre, the destination of choice for many travelers looking for a more convenient and less crowded alternative to staying in central Venice.
We'll be highlighting some of the best restaurants in Mestre, places that might just surprise you.
So, stay tuned and join us for that culinary adventure. Ciao for now.